In today's lecture, we are going to see applications of partial differentiation. So what are that applications and how we are going to solve examples on that all things we are going to see here. So without wasting time, write down application of partial differentiation. That is new and last point of your syllabus.
So at end also, can you once show again the whole syllabus at end?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
Not only the syllabus, I will also tell you from which part, which kind of question make it. What we are going to
Yes, sir.
do,
Yes, sir.
we
It
are
will be
going
helpful.
to, yeah, we are going to conduct one test also. Whatever we have second class test, no? So we are going to conduct that second class test on whole syllabus. So you will realize, and also I'm going to give you some 30-40 questions as a practice purpose. So you can have a little bit a smell of the end term examination. Okay, so some same kind of question may come, different values, different approaches required. Okay, so I will again at the last lecture, once we finish everything, then I will again share whole syllabus and what kind of question came, what is important here and everything. Don't bother. Okay, so application of partial differentiation, we have total 5 applications. In that, the first one is nothing but a Jacobian. So what is Jacobian? So let's see first definition. If U and V are continuous and differentiable, functions of two variables, x and y, such that you can write down U is equal to some f1 function of xy and V is equal to some f2 function of x and y. Then Jacobian is a determinant so they have given the determinant. So determinant of partial derivative of u with respect to x into partial derivative of u with respect to y, partial derivative of v with respect to x, and partial derivative of v with respect to y, and denoted by capital J, which is equal to Jacobian of uv with respect to Jacobian of x and y, and which is I can write down as partial derivative of u with respect to x, partial derivative of u with respect to y. In second row, partial derivative of v with respect to x, partial derivative of v with respect to y. Now you knows how to find a partial derivative of x with respect to u, partial derivative of x with respect to y, everything. Okay, that you know already. Yes or no? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
You know how to find the partial derivative of u with respect to x, partial derivative of u with respect to y. So that is not. So you can easily find this, and after that you need to find the determinant of this. Okay, so that is important. So once you find the determinant, that value came, that value be denoted by J, and that J stands for Jacobian. Okay, so this is what we have a Jacobian. But see, the most important thing is here to remember. Here u should be a functions of x and y, and v should be a function of xy. So whenever you define u and v, so you should have u is a function of xy, v is a function of xy. then and then only you can find partial derivative of u with respect to xy and partial derivative of v with respect to xy. Okay, got it everyone? Write down this.
Yes.
Write down. Write down this. Once you're done with that, then I will give you next remark. Done?
No, sir.
Write down. Now, when we have u is a function of x, y, z, v is a function of x, y, z, something like that, that time also you can use this thing. Okay. Done?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now see. So remark. Now tell me, if u is a function of some f1 of x, y, z, some v is a function of some another function f2 x, y, z, and also w is a function of some another function x, y, z. Okay. So now, what is Jacobian of? So what is J Jacobian of u v w with respect to Jacobian of x, y, z? Can someone tell me it is determinant of? Yes. See, u is a function of x, y, z, they have given. V is a function of x, y, z, they have given. W is a function of x, y, z, they have given. Okay. So now what is remaining? Tell me now. Here what we do? Differentiate u with respect to x partially, differentiate u with respect to y.
Y.
What will come here?
Differentiate u with respect to z.
First x. Then differentiate u with respect to
Y.
y. And differentiate u with respect to
Z.
z. So this comes. What about second row?
Differentiate v with respect to x. Differentiate v with respect to y. Differentiate v with respect to z.
So v with respect to z. And similarly for
Differentiate
w.
w with x.
Wy and w with respect to z. So this is what the 3x3 Jacobians. Now you can find any Jacobian, 4x4, 5x5. Just what is the condition? The condition is very important. The condition they are saying you should have u is a function of x, y, z, v is a function of x, y, z, and w is a function of x, y, z. Then and then only you can find this thing. Okay, that is important. That is important. Got it, everyone? Any doubts, anyone here?
No, sir.
Okay. Now another second remark. Remark 2. If j is equal to, I am talking about in 2x2 now, Jacobian of u and v with respect to Jacobian of x and y, then J dash is equal to Jacobian of x and y with respect to Jacobian of u and v. So, and j into j dash is always 1. This is very important remark. That is, you can find j is nothing but 1 upon j dash, and j dash is nothing but 1 upon j. Okay, this is the case. This is the case. It means, suppose while solving the problem, you cannot convert u in terms of xyz, v in terms of xyz, and w in terms of xyz. But you convert x in terms of uvw, y in terms of uvw, and z in terms of uvw. That time, either you can find j or j dash, you can easily get the another value. If you have j, you can find out j dash directly without doing any calculation, yes or no? And if you have j dash, you can find j without doing any calculation. Just it's reciprocal. Just it's reciprocal. Got it, everyone?
Yes,
or
sir.
no? Okay. So let's solve some examples. So solving example, you will get a clear idea. So example. Find Jacobian of uv, or instead of uv, I will take xy with respect to known coordinates. You have xy with respect to Jacobian of r and theta, and Jacobian of r theta with respect to Jacobian of x and y. If x is equal to r cos theta and y is equal to r sin theta. Tell me now how you can find this. Yes. Which one is easy finding? First or second?
The first one.
First one is easy. So how you can find first one? Tell me.
We can just substitute x and y and then differentiate with respect to that.
So first we write down formula. What is we have Jacobian formula xy with respect to Jacobian of r and theta. So what it will be? Partial derivative of x with respect to r, partial derivative of x with respect to, that is what we can write down, no? You everyone knows this notation?
No.
We know now, if we have f of x comma y, then what is fx? Partial derivative of f with respect to x. That is what I did, no? Partial derivative of x with respect to r, partial derivative of x with respect to theta. Yes or no? Remember? Okay, for your purpose, I'm going to write down one more time this. For your partial derivative of x with respect to r, then partial derivative of x with respect to theta. Okay, partial derivative of y with respect to r, and partial derivative of y with respect to theta. Now put the values. So whether we have xy is a function of r and theta, whether x is a function of r and theta, yes, we have here. Whether y is a function of r and theta, yes, we have here. So tell me, what is Jacobian now? What is partial derivative of x with respect to r?
Cos theta.
Cos theta, very good. Partial derivative of x with respect to theta?
Sin theta. R into sin theta.
R minus R.
Minus R into sin theta. Sorry.
Very good. What about y with respect to r partial derivative? Only sin theta.
Sin.
And here?
R cos theta.
R cos theta. Now you know how to find it. This is the determinant. How to find that determinant? So what you are getting? R cos square theta, and this minus minus plus becomes r sin square theta. You can take r as a common. What remains? Cos square theta or sin square theta plus cos square theta. This is nothing but the trigonometric identities you will get upon. So this is nothing but what? The recording is going on, no?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So this is what we have, partial derivative of or Jacobian of xy with respect to Jacobian of r theta. Can someone tell me what is second value? This implies
1 by r.
very good. R theta with respect to x and y is nothing but 1 by r. Without solving, huh? Without solving. No need to convert r and theta in terms of x and y. Okay, no need to convert. Just substitute the its reciprocal. Since you can write down, since j into j dash is always 1. Therefore, this I am getting 1 upon r. You can write down this notation, then you are done. Okay. Anyone any doubts? Please write down this. Anyone any doubts? Please clear your doubts. If you are done with that, tell me. We will give you a next example.
Done, sir.
Okay. Write down the next example. It will be tricky. For 2 by 2, it is very easy. For 2 by 2, it's very easy. For 3 by 3, we have little bit. We need to do some calculations. That is what we require. So write down the second example. If x plus y square is equal to u, comma, y plus z square is equal to v, comma, z plus x square is equal to w. Find partial derivative of or Jacobian of x, y, z with respect to Jacobian of u, v, w. Tell me how you can find out this. Can you find out? Yes. Am I audible?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So here for finding this Jacobian, you should have x, y, z in terms of u, v, w. Can we have this here?
Yes, sir. We can
Yes, sir.
substitute it like x equals
X
to
is to
u
use minus y square.
You can find out in that way. Okay, that is one way. That is homework for you. Whatever you are saying now. So convert x, y, z in terms of u, v, w and solve. Homework. Now, is there any another way?
Find j
We
dash.
can find j dash.
Yes, exactly. You can find because what they have given u, v, w are the functions of x, y, z. So we can easily find this value. What is formula for this? Yes. Because u is a function of x, y, z, v is a function of x, y, z, w is a function of x, y, z. So it is u with respect to x, first partial derivative, u with respect to y, u with respect to z. Here
Vx, Vy, Vz.
vy, vz, absolutely correct. And here wx, wy, wz. Now we put the values. Tell me what is u with respect to x?
Y square.
Oh, it is y square.
No. 2y dy by dx.
2y dy by dx. What is ux? It is only 1. Why it is 1? Please explain.
Y square would be considered as
This you should consider as a constant. What is the derivative of constant? 0. And you are differentiating u with respect to x, so it is 1. U with respect to y. Now x is constant, so this becomes 0. So with respect to y, what you are getting? 2y. Am I correct? And u with respect to z? U with respect to z?
0.
It is 0. Absolutely correct. Now can you find v with respect to x?
0.
0. V with respect to
0.
y?
1.
1. And with respect to z?
2z.
2z. What about wx?
2
So 2x.
2x.
2x?
0.
0. 1. Can you solve this determinant now? What is that determinant? So we find out determinant 1 into, if I do the product, is become 1, this minus 0, so it becomes 1, minus 2y remains bracket as it is, this becomes 0, this becomes minus 4xz and plus 0, and whatever you write down, it is 0. So what we are getting, 1 minus 4 plus 8xyz. But this is not required. So this implies Jacobian of xyz with respect to Jacobian of uvw is equal to what? 1 upon
1 plus 8x.
8xyz. Okay, what is the reason? J into j dash is always 1. That is the reason, and this is what they require. Now you solve this, whatever I have given you as a homework. You try to convert xyz in terms of uvw, and then you find out Jacobian of xyz in terms of uvw and check whether you are getting same thing or not. That is homework. Okay, see here, within 2 to 3 steps we will find out the answer. So write down this. Can I give you one more example? If you are done with that.
Yes, sir.
Example number, you can say a fourth one. What they are saying, if u into x is equal to y into z, comma, v into y is equal to z into x, and w into z is equal to xy, find Jacobian of uvw with respect to Jacobian of xyz and Jacobian of xyz with respect to Jacobian of uvw. Now tell me, which one is easy? First one is easy because you need to convert u in terms of xyz, v in terms of xyz, and w in terms of xyz. So from first equation, I can write down my u is equal to yz divided by x. My v is equal to xz, or you can write down zx, no problem, divided by 1. And w is equal to xy divided by z. So I will start with Jacobian of uvw with respect to Jacobian of xyz. So first I write down the formula. That is nothing but partial derivative of u with respect to x, partial derivative of u with respect to y, u with respect to z. Similarly for the v1, vx, vy, vz. And last one, wx, wy, wz. Now please tell me the values. What is ux? U with respect to x. What is u with respect to x?
YZ ln x.
ln.
Minus
YZ upon x square.
x square.
Z by
Minus YZ upon x square.
Minus yz divided by x square. Okay, what is uy?
Z by
Z divided by x. And what is uz?
Y by
Y divided by x. Very good. Now similarly, v is here with respect to x, vx. So z divided by y. Okay, so I write down properly. Next is z with respect to y.
Minus xz upon y square.
Upon y square. Very good. And next,
X by y.
x divided by y. Last one, wx y divided by z. You check it out. Wy is nothing but x divided by z, and wz is nothing but minus xy divided by z square. So can we use some determinant property here? Can we take some common out from numerator or from first row, second row, third row? Determinant property. You
Sir,
can
X,
solve
Y, and
directly.
Z.
X, Y, and Z.
From first you can take
1
One
by
by
row, first row.
1 by x.
So can I take 1 by x square?
Yes,
And
sir.
from second one, 1 upon y square, and third one, 1 upon z square. So whatever that rational part is there, no, we are trying to remove that. So it will be easy for, you can directly solve by using this. You can directly solve this determinant, no problem at all. I'm using some determinant property for getting easier solution. That's why. So x square is gone. So minus yz remains only here. Here 1x is
Zx.
required. So zx. Here also yx. Here y is already gone. So zy or yz you can write down. Here you can minus xz you can write down. Here xy you can write down. Yes or no? Please check it out. Any doubts you can ask me. Zx, not x. X is not there. No? So plus yz. Here xz. And here minus x1. Now you can solve this. So I can solve. We have outside x square into y square into z square. I make a bracket. So first minus yz as it is. So first delete first row, first column, product of this minus plus xz x square yz. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
And this is minus x square yz. Same thing. Then we have minus zx. So we delete middle row and first row. So product of this and this. So y square xz having minus sign. Minus y square xz. This and this same y square xz having minus sign. Check it out. Here they are not cancelled out because both have minus sign. Here we have this get cancelled. So this becomes 0. Now what lastly we have yx. So this first row, third column get cancelled. So here what we have z square xy. This and this minus plus z square x1. Here also it not get cancelled. Okay. See the calculation. Tell me whether it is correct or not. This becomes 0. I can write down 0. If I multiply this becomes z square x square z square. This is 2 times. So you will get minus plus. So plus 2 times x square y square z square. If I multiply, it is also 2 times, and if you multiply again, I am getting 2 x square y square z square. Got it?
yes.
So
Sir, it's 4.
So two,
Final.
4.
4 answer is there. Yes, correct. So answer is 4. What you have Jacobian of UVW with respect to Jacobian of x, y, z. And what is j dash now here?
1 by 4.
And Jacobian of x, y, z with respect to Jacobian of UVW is 1 divided by 4. You can give the reason since j into j dash is always 1. This is the reason. See how simple is it? Okay. Any doubt, anyone? If you are done with that, tell me. I will give you a next example. Okay. Can I give you next example? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
If you are done with that, anyone any doubts up to this for Jacobian?
No, sir.
So I'm going to give you a 2 by 2 example. You just try to solve this. Example number, I think 4th, 5th. Just check it out. Which one is this? So
Sir,
if-
fifth.
Fifth example. Okay. If what they have given, x is equal to e raised to r sec theta and y is equal to e raised to r tan theta. Find Jacobian of r and theta with respect to Jacobian of x and y. So tell me how to solve this. You have two options now. Again, which are they? Either you can convert by using actual way, or you can directly find out j dash. So which way is better?
J dash.
J dash. You can find out because directly they have given x is a function of r and theta and y is a function of r and theta. So j dash you can use it. Okay. So we are going to find first Jacobian of x and y with respect to Jacobian of r and theta. So we write down first formula: x with respect to r, x with respect to theta, y with respect to r, y with respect to theta. So tell me, what is x with respect to theta?
ER sec theta tan theta.
Very good. E raised to r sec theta, derivative of sec theta is nothing but tan theta. Very good. What is x with respect to? No, x with respect to theta you are talking about. R is different, no?
Sir, we did the wrong one first.
This is x with respect to r is nothing but what? E raised to
ER
r as it
tan
is,
theta.
sec theta as it is.
Same.
And here e raised to r sec theta
Tan theta.
tan theta. Exactly. Now y with respect to r, same, e raised to r into tan theta, and y with respect to theta. Now what is the derivative of theta, sec theta?
Sec square theta.
So first e raised to r as it is, and derivative of tan theta is nothing but sec square theta. Now you can do the calculation. Now so also e raised to r, e raised to r. If you multiply that two terms, so e raised to r into e raised to r, e raised to 2r sec theta, sec cube theta. Directly I can write down. Here also plus e raised to 2r tan square theta sec theta. Good. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
So you can take e raised to 2r sec theta common, or sec only sec theta. So what we have remaining with sec square theta plus tan square theta. What is that? Sec square theta plus tan square theta.
It should be minus.
Yes, sir. It should be minus. Like
Correct.
e
Yes.
Minus
It should be minus here. So here minus. What is sec square theta minus tan square theta?
1.
It is 1. So you are getting e raised to 2r into sec theta. This is what you have, this value, but this is
J
not
dash.
where they are asking what is different, opposite of that. So partial derivative of r and theta with respect to partial derivative of x and y is nothing but 1 upon e raised to 2r into sec theta, since j into j dash is always 1. So that is how we get this thing. Okay,
Yes, sir.
everyone understand now? This is the basic examples of Jacobian. Okay, so we have take 4-5 examples, we will understand in a proper way. The important thing is here only that you need to convert r and theta in terms of x and y, then only you can find this term. Okay, this is important. And then you apply j into j dash is always 1, so you can get its reciprocal easily. Okay, I will give you 1-2 example as a homework, then we will go for the next point on the same thing. Write down homework example. The first homework example.